So first I want to say that I know that we didn't do textbook reverse wraps in any of the classes so far, but we did do backside wrapping lines in handler mechanics, I believe. And truly it is just a backside wrap. And we've had a couple of wraps show up on some of the technique quizzes that the dogs maybe anticipated a slicing line. So I wanted to pull out this video I have from 2017, kind of demonstrating how the dogs naturally react to things. Okay, so I'm going to, it's a series of kind of experiments that I put Smack through for the sake of students learning. So thank you to Smack for being the most perfect dog ever. This first one, I'm going to attempt a whiskey cross, but I'm going to block the wing. So he can't see where we're headed, so he chooses that pressure to mean I must want him to turn away and go to the tunnel that's there. Okay? He's a happy dog. So that's kind of problem number one that might happen with whiskey crosses, is if the dog doesn't see the wing, they might push off the line really easily. This next one, I believe I do a correct whiskey cross. He can see the wing, I let him pass me, I move parallel to the bar here when he's committing. Smack is what I would change about this if he were just learning this is I would continue to move parallel to the bar as I cross the line. Just because I know that once he commits to a line, he will stay committed to the line. So at this point, boom, at that point I knew I could turn and go towards the new direction, which is in the direction of these red obstacles. So that's really what we're looking at, is that what is the dog seeing when they're committing to the obstacle? Are they seeing slicing cues or are they seeing wrapping cues? Sorry this isn't edited and all the transporting and stuff is in there. Okay, so this is a textbook reverse wrap. I would, instead of sending the dog to the back side and then cueing a front cross and going towards the red obstacles, I'm going to stand close to the bar, so my position is telling the dog to go to the back side. And the wrapping bit is that my feet and my motion are always parallel to the foot of the jump, and so they're perpendicular to the bar. So he knows upon approach that it's a wrap, and he has no problem making that happen. So that's a textbook reverse wrap. And like I said, I know we didn't get to it in any of these classes, but it's the same general idea that the dogs have with any type of wrap that you're cueing. Okay, then here I'm going to just give forward cues just parallel to the foot of the jump the whole time. And in this case, he broke commitment, right? But I wasn't doing anything to help him either. He knew it was this way, his head maybe started to turn, and then this is what's really interesting, I need to put it in the slow motion, is that as I continue moving forward, I actually do put pressure on his line here. So think about Smack's line being like this, and we know that the closer I get to the line, the more the dog's thinking about a rear cross. So even though my body is like cueing a wrap, he started to go for the wrap, but then I kept moving towards his line, and he says, oh, you must want the slicing line or the rear cross. So he changed his mind there. And that's pretty common. Lots of dogs do that. And then this last one, I try the same thing again, but he commits, and in this case, this is an experiment based on the dog. With this cue that I'm giving, it's going to depend on what your dog is naturally inclined towards, because it could go either way. Some dogs are going to naturally wrap towards you more easily. Some dogs are going to stay on that natural slicing line more easily. But my starting position, it could be either. I have no idea if I'm cueing a reverse wrap, a backside send to a front cross, or a whiskey cross when the dog is choosing. So I just continue moving forward, and Smack says, well, with the lack of information that I have, I'm just going to stay on my natural jumping line. So some dogs would totally wrap in that situation. I think maybe all of my other dogs would.